All right. Okay. So big official welcome again to join me to the webinar to help you make 2017 amazing and really unlock your full potential and make your dream business forward and create, sorry, I'm a little nervous. Whew, and I did the Zen meditation. Anyway, the purpose is really to help you share from my learnings how I was able to make this year so amazing for myself, for my personal life and my business, and really had huge shifts happen for me and going from hustle to very zen and doing less and achieving more and really moving forward in a big way toward my dream business. And I'm excited to have you here to share this with you. So before I get started, I'm going to give you a quick overview of what's going to happen. And that way you know like why you should stay and why this will be awesome and if this is for you. So before I do that, I'm going to give you my personal power pledge. So I know that your time is precious, and I just want to say that I'm super grateful for the opportunity to share my story with you and for the opportunity to come into your living room and your life and hopefully inspire you with something that you can also move forward. So this was like my big intention, whether you end up like using something later from my selling options, which are totally optional, or not, it's my intention to really inspire you to also move forward toward your dream and to say yes to you. So that's that. So the outline, what you will get. First, I want to share if this is for you. So this webinar is for you if you're a woman freelancer or solopreneur, or you're about to start your business and you really have this kind of craving to move forward, and you're maybe a little bit overwhelmed, or you're not quite sure like why you're not moving forward. This may also be for you if you are tired of working so hard, and if you just like really tried so maybe several years, that's where I was, to just make it happen, and you feel like you're always working but somehow it's just not shifting for you. This webinar is also for you if you'd like to find that special spark on how to access your own personal full potential and making things easier for you and really moving forward. Yeah, and then also is especially for you if you kind of would love to figure out like how you can bring your inner talents and superpowers to this world to make a difference. Like what's that unique thing that's inside of you that will allow you to, like your purpose, you know, like allow you to make a difference, whether it's small or big. That's another thing that I found out. Okay, so I am going to say just roughly, I'm going to give an introduction about who I am for those who haven't met me yet, and a quick story like that, you know, like where I come from and why I know these things and what happened in my life this year and in my business. And then I'm going to give you the training points, which are going to be 3+1 powerful training points, which I discovered throughout this year that helped me so much. And at the end, I'm going to give you an action step, an inspiration, which is going to be free, actually, but it's going to be something really powerful to help you move forward. And I apologize, there's something in my eye. Total authentic thing here. Anyway, so I'm ready to get started. So I want to start with something a little quirky before I start my PowerPoint presentation, which is a drawing to relate to you. So I made this real quick. So this is where I was in 2015, January 2015. I was kind of overwhelmed with my business. I've been, for so many years, I have literally like, you know, tried to get ventures off the ground, and I always worked so much. I always like, you know, like kind of perfectionist style, beat myself up internally and like, I'm never doing enough. And it was like I had some cool successes, which you'll see in a second, but I never just fully moved forward. I didn't feel like fully lit up and empowered. So this is where I am now. Now I'm feeling totally in harmony with my purpose, with my business. I found ways to do less and achieve more. I call myself now a Zenpreneur, which is not always fully happening, but I've found ways of doing it most of the time. It's like really feeling much more in balance, of doing less and getting amazing things happen. So this is my purpose, to get you also inspirations to get to this. So let's get started with the PowerPoint. I'm going to do a screen share now and jump over to my presentation. All right. Okay, so this is the official welcome slide. So this is a quick backstory now, where I come from, and I originally started in 2005. That was my first business as illustrator for women magazines, and back then that was my first venture where I was like super lucky, and I didn't even know it. But I found the right market, which was women magazines. I had a simple marketing strategy on how to reach out, which was just reaching out to art directors. And I had a portfolio, and it was perfect. It just worked out. And I didn't have to worry. Not instantly, but within a year, I made about just as much money as I had made in corporate before with Swarovski, with a design job there. So I was lucky. But, and this is a preview of one of the examples over the years where I did design things like the illustration and the block design on the left side. And then I had other ventures where I, like on the right side, you see drink stirrers that are engraved. I illustrated those and designed those as well. That was a stunt that I did in the wedding industry, doing design elements for that. Then I had a brand in the future after that. In 2014, I landed in Phoenix Fashion Week in an emerging designer program, and with my jewelry line called Possibility. And these are some of the pieces that you see. It was all handmade and lucite, and I had some really cool successes there. You see Miss Universe down there wearing my ring, and landed on Phoenix Fashion Week runways, but also in LA. And on the left side, there's Cataluna. She was wearing it for a video, photo shoot, stuff like that. So I had several ventures over the years, but in 2015, I was just at this spot where I was kind of exhausted and just like not really know. I didn't have a strategy yet, and just didn't feel empowered, like I mentioned before. So I used last year to kind of explore, and at the end of the last year, I had found like where I wanted to go, but I was still feeling stuck. You know, I had found that, yes, I want to empower women business owners and solopreneurs to also create and start their dream business. So I knew all of that, and I knew that I really wanted to grow my business. I knew I wanted to go into online trainings, so I had all that. But personally, I felt like I was at the beginning because I didn't have the tools yet, and I just didn't quite know how, but I knew I wanted to make it happen. So what I did as a first thing, and this is one of my, going into my experience now, so I made a vision board, and I told myself 2016 will be amazing. I set the intention. And it actually turned out that way. And I put myself on the left side now just to show you that I feel so empowered that this actually worked out. So I'm going to go over a few things in that vision board just because it's so crazy for me that many of those things actually happened and they actually came true. So here, yeah, this is my whole superpower thing, right? So growing a women community and holding 3 successful launches, that actually happened. I launched my online program, actually have 3 things now: online program, mastermind, and one-on-one coaching. So that, like, I literally am that person there, not with the big money yet, but this happened. I didn't work with Jeff Walker, who's one of my big inspirations, a multi-billionaire, whatever. But I did find great mentors, huge resources who have influenced me tremendously and are really helping me, have helped me and are helping me to really scale it to the next level. I don't have like full, like big number financial freedom, but in an emotional level, I feel I'm free. Like I now feel I got rid of my scarcity mindset. I feel I have enough, and I do have enough, and money has actually started flowing. And I had like several things here too, like travel. That was a big thing for me. I had felt so scarcity mindset, you know, like limited in my head, because for several years I just been like, you know, like really kind of conservative, thinking like, oh, I don't have the money, I can't spend this. But and that's why I didn't travel for a while. And so this year I made it a goal, put it on the vision board, and I actually did travel. I went to LA and it was amazing. This is personal stuff here. I did get married. That all worked out from zero to getting married. It was crazy. And I had a lot of hamper moments as well, which was important to me too. Like I wanted to find some kind of balance in Zen, and that's why I put these pictures on the left side there. And the bottom, that also happened, like staying in the US, like I found a way of making this happen as well. So I, just looking at this board is kind of amazing to me, because it turned out like it feels exactly what I wanted. It was just different, but a lot of it actually happened. So that's a quick view for you on vision boards. So just a few huge wins that I had. So my business and life really made a huge, big shift. As I mentioned, I started these things here. Then I had, whoops, sorry about that. Let me jump back in. The trouble with shortcuts. All right, so I had that, and then I feel that I access my full potential, and I will get into that in one of the training points. I literally, I'll go in more detail, but it's like one of the huge things that makes me feel so much more empowered now. Also, I replaced hustle with Zen. That's like, for me, like just a huge, huge, happy life quality improvement. And the funny thing is, like, my business moved forward better too, with less hustle. So yay. Best overall win for me for this year is like, I feel super happy where I'm at. And I'm really leveling with that. Like, if I could talk to my younger self, all these years, ever since the economy crashed in 2009 or so, and I started to really work hard on getting my stuff off the ground and just hustling, and if I could talk to that younger self and like transport all this information that I'm sharing now with you, like I would have literally kissed my feet, because this is the first time that I have what I was looking for in such a long time. Okay. So now I want to show you what I found, so I can inspire you, hopefully. So just a quick encouragement, grab a pen, turn off your distractions, and yeah, phone to airplane mode or so, just so you can like draw the full inspirations for yourself, because I'm sharing my top 3+1 secrets on what I discovered this year. All right, so before, a few more details about where I was before. So as I mentioned, the hustling, I had that. I actually had bad sleep problems, waking up a lot, worrying about stuff. For me, it was a big thing to have a sense of scarcity. I always like was worried about, oh my gosh, am I ever going to make more money? Is it going to be enough? A lot of limiting beliefs also toward myself, just like not even treating myself to face lotion. Can you imagine? Like, I have like this favorite facial lotion, like $40. That was too much for me. I'm like, no, I don't deserve this. You know, that's how I was feeling and living. I was feeling trapped. I thought I couldn't afford to travel. And at the same time, I also had this inner craving to really bring my talents out and to just freaking make my dream business happen. And apologies for the verbiage here, but I was like getting so tired of all of this because I tried so many years, and I was like, it's now or never. Like, I really want to make this happen now. I don't care how, but this is where I was. So what happened? One, I went out to look to access my full potential. I didn't quite know this would lead me to that, but I started with an intention to really make 2016 amazing. So I did a few things. One of the first things is I did this vision board, and then, I looked around what other people are doing. I visualized. I watched the movie The Secret. That was kind of a serendipity thing. I kind of landed in my lap, and at first I was like, what is that? It seemed a little cheesy. It seemed nice and made me feel good. And for those of you who don't know it, it's about the law of attraction, and that, everything kind of can come to you if you visualize and things like that. So I watched it, but then I got curious, and I heard all these people talking online, like the successful entrepreneurs and podcasters, about mindset and morning routines. And I'm like, I got curious, like what they meant, and why did all those super successful entrepreneurs talk about that? So I decided to explore that, look into that more, and I started a quest to find answers about this and to really get it. And to say I have to explain, like, I come from the mindset of like a perfectionist, and I'm like, everything has to make sense, kind of like I was totally in my conscious mind only. So on my quest, as I started out, I came across unlikely things. So one was like, I met a friend of mine. He was a skateboarding guy, mid-30s or something. He's a friend of a friend. And he was saying something like that his life was like always negative. He always had bad stuff happen to him. He had like accidents, he got sick, and bad people around him, all kinds of negative things. And he said one day he just decided to flip a switch and say like, well, I'm going to focus on the positive now, and everything's going to be awesome. And then he said, and this actually happened. And I was just looking at him, I was like, are you kidding me? And I was like, how did you do that? And he couldn't really tell me. But I was mesmerized. I'm like, what is going on with that guy? So that was one of the inspirations. And then another one was a friend of mine who always seems to be really lucky. And her name's Anjali. If you watch this, Anjali, later, I'm going to give you a hug for this. But she was a huge inspiration for me in January. So she was a person, she always has set super big goals and dreams, and they always seem to just easily happen for her. And I was like, how did you do this? And she's like, she got published in the New York Times before just by submitting one article. One time, like she was like really hoping that her brother came home from the military for her birthday, and he was at war in Afghanistan or something. And they had said no, but it still happened. Like she had all kinds of things like that. And on the business perspective too, like she's a big visionary, and she really gets awesome thing happen. Like she gets grant applications. Anyway, so she really inspired me, and I started talking with her, and then she gave me a few like thoughts about things, and she was using tarot cards, and I was like, what? And that kind of creeped me out. I'm like, I don't want to hear anything bad about my future, so I'm like, man, I don't know about that. So, but I kept exploring, and I stayed curious, and I looked forward, and I started reading, because that's what I do. So I read like a ton of books, and I started with books like actually, I can quickly stop the screen share to just show you a few so you can see. Okay. One was like the Firestarter Sessions by Danielle Laporte, right? And that was like a super empowering thing. And she was also talking about mindset and stuff. And then I came across Get Rich Lucky Bitch by Denise Duffield Thomas, who's a super, I see you smiling, Jill, who's a super successful solopreneur, online entrepreneur. And she's all about manifesting money. And I was like, what is all that talk about manifesting? So I learned a bunch of tools in there, things that she does to like tune her mind to positive. And then I had like other books like Brené Brown and Creative Visualization by Shakti Gavang, or whatever. But like, so let me go back to the screen share, because I'm getting too excited here sharing my library. Where's my PowerPoint? Okay. So I read a lot, and I found a lot, right? And I literally stuck my nose into things from the rational side, like neuroscience, all the way to the woo-woo side, and looking at things like that. And I found a lot of interesting things, and eventually everything started to come together. But before I get there, so on my journey, I did a lot of things where started journaling, and I also took some slow time to really give myself space and like explore this reading stuff. And I did some wild things like actually getting a tarot deck. And funny enough, I found out that for me, that actually gives me awesome inspirations. And this is an example of a card I pulled before a trip I went to LA. And that trip was about a conference called Unstoppable Live. And I was just like doing a quick meditation and thinking like, I wonder, how is this conference going to be? What should I have in mind? What to expect? Because I had no idea what that was going to be. I just knew it was supposed to be an empowering weekend for business owners. And then I pulled this card, and the card said really cool stuff. It's like, oh, the highest potential is waiting for you, reaching a state of new beginnings. It was perfect. And the funny thing is that exactly happened in that conference. It was so powerful and amazing. So that's just one example. So what did I find on this crazy big quest? I found unexpected resources, and one of them is that I found that if we slow down, we can actually, we have hunches and intuition, and I used to just like totally roll over that and think I have to control everything, but I've discovered that I have hunches that are helping me and giving me kind of cool inspirations if I slow down. I discovered life-transforming habits. I had it happen to me several times, and actually overall that I do less now, but I achieve more. So I found like by kind of doing things like meditating and some of the tools that I discovered, I know much better now what to do that would be more effective, and then I take off and go for walks and take the dog out on Kodiak Island. So it's not always super easy because we're human, you know, sometimes you get in the pull of doing more, but in essence, I do a lot less, and I'm a lot more okay with that. And I do much better. I find much better ways. Like I know now what is a good thing to do and what not. I have this access to intuition. So also I found unlikely success tools for myself. I'm like, seriously, tarot, how is that giving me like good supportive inspirations? I found tools like focus wheels, journaling. I found some amazing breakthrough methods to break through fears and mindset shifting things, and like, wow. So I was like really blown away, and I still am. I'm like in the middle of learning a lot more about this, but I already found a lot of things that really helped me. For example, so I wanted to draw something up for you real quick. I'm going to stop screen share again, so you can see what I'm talking about here and why this is so relevant. So I'm going to do, okay. Okay, so this here, this would be the mind, right? This here is actually the conscious mind. So it's like super small. This is like the hustling zone when we think we have to control everything. And then this here is the subconscious, which I discovered that you can access that like when we dream or when we slow down and go for walks and not try to force results, but actually just give space and sit with something or meditate, you know? So the subconscious. And then I discovered there is also the higher conscious, which that is kind of hard to explain, and I don't even know exactly how it works, but like this is like when you get those hunches, and like if I get inspirations from tarot cards or whatever, that's like something that is not from me. There's like something out there helping us, giving us hunches, intuition, serendipity, whatever you want to call it. And then there's also the emotions that I discovered in my learnings. I discovered that the emotions really also influence our thoughts. So the more I can be in a happy zone and feel good, in my emotions, the better my thoughts will be and the better my results will be. So it's all like so connected. And then there's another one too, like put this too high up there, but there's also the spiritual connection, which I also found connection to. So everybody has a different one, and you know, for some people it's God. Like I found like my personal spiritual guidance, but that is another really powerful way that I found. Like if we like look at all of this as a whole and kind of like open ourselves up, that's how I found so many additional empowering advice and support. It's kind of hard to explain, and this is coming from an originally very rational person, mind you, but that I wanted to share that quick graphic. So let me go back to the PowerPoint to share you more from here. Okay, so how did all of this help me to access all of these realms and my subconscious and all that stuff? So I have more free time now. I'm actually feeling very centered and enjoying life more, feeling okay with that more. I'm doing less, but the really good stuff. I see possibility and trusting my hunches. I actually have serendipity happen a lot more. It's crazy. I had a few examples, and I'll give you some later in a bit. I sleep better, and overall I feel better. Most nights I sleep without worrying about stuff. So okay, and this also helped me to make all my coaching that I started better, because now I'm getting so many tools and I'm already using them on myself, and I've already used them on clients. So I discovered a lot to work on mindset and to train the mind and to access our full potential. I also did some breakthroughs through this whole discovery here, and this is a picture from when I went to LA to that Unstoppable Live event. This is just a quirky example, but it was actually a huge shift for me. They did a karate chop sort of exercise where we were breaking through some fears, and we were writing on one side of the wood block, we were writing something we wanted to get rid of. And something we wanted on the other side, we wrote whatever we wanted to invite in our life. And I had the scarcity mindset, and I wanted to get rid of that. On the other side, I had abundance. And so I karate chopped through the fear and scarcity mindset. And it was one of the tools that I used. And obviously, not everybody has to do that, but it was one of the tools. And it was awesome. Okay, the second training element and key learning that was a huge shift for me this year to make this year so awesome was that I decided to set focus as the key word for me for 2016. That's how I started my year. So doing that, I also decided that I wanted a success planner for myself to really be focused, and I call it the magic tool, but I designed my own success planner. I'm originally a designer, as you know, and I made it in a way that helped me like be super focused, but also feel super happy while moving forward. Because I found like all the planners that I'd seen out there, they always like made me feel bad in a way. It was like, oh, I'm not reaching my goal, and then I'm like, oh, I suck. So I always had this negative kind of like thing going. But in my planner, I designed it so that I always have the celebration element in there and the view onto the positive, and to like allowing room for creativity to brainstorm and then pick the best tasks, and seeing all the checklists, and I've been happy about it. So I put in all the things that work for me, and I use a planner, and it helped me a ton. It was really, really helpful for me to just really focus on one thing at a time, and like no more than 3 goals per month. And I actually, whenever possible, I only picked like 1 focus goal per month, and then just really suddenly started flying forward. It was awesome. The other thing that the whole focus topic helped me realize is that the more I focus on positive and empowering stuff, the more energized I got. So I started becoming more and more aware of what made me feel good and empowered me and what didn't make me feel good. And I kind of like started phasing that out. And all that stuff, that's actually one of the exercises that I put into my online program too, is like discover your superpowers and like get rid of your kryptonite. And one example here is like, where you work, like, is your space around you empowering you? And I've worked before in spaces that did not inspire or empower me. It's like when people are negative around me, things like that, that would just like drag me down. And I'm really mindful about those things now to just really move forward. So focusing on the positive was this other big one. This is an example that it's always a work in progress, even for me. It's like we always keep learning. There's always new obstacles. So this is my calendar last week. And I actually had kind of an overwhelming last week. And at one moment, I coached myself, which is one of the techniques I'm using like to learn also how to become a better coach. I videoed myself and then watched my video. And one of the things that I realized, oh my gosh, girl, you need to focus again. So I decided that I needed to clear my calendar and just like go back to the basics that I started earlier this year and clean up. So what I did, this is my calendar now. So focus, again, so important. And I feel so much better now. Like I literally block time to do batch processing. I block time for specific things on specific days. And I book calls accordingly so that it's like, for example, like Monday is my marketing Monday. And I try to only do those tasks and then batch process them. Tuesday and Thursday are coaching and new client enrollment calls. And that's that. And then Friday is podcasting day or Feel Good Friday, taking off. So this is an example of how I use focus today. So how is all this helping me? It helped me move forward so much faster, obviously, like really ignited my progress. It helped me feel good about the progress while doing less, letting go of the hustle and really saying to myself that it's okay and actually really, really important to just focus on one thing, and that you're not a better person when you do 20 things. If they're not conducive to moving you forward, then what's the point? So I discovered that by focusing, this also really helped me like find more zen and getting space in my life to actually living life. And as you saw in my calendar back here, I put like Feel Good Friday, I blocked time for fitness, I blocked on Monday, I have a private meditation session that I do with a meditation coach. Things like that, just blocking it in just helped me like improve my life quality and focus, and it's awesome. Again, like the focusing on the positive, that also helps me like attract more positive things, and that's, again, it's kind of like a law of attraction thing. But yeah, it all goes like all weaves into each other at some point. The third learning point that I really got from this year was the forward. And that is kind of like one from the book that I mentioned at first, the Fire Starter Sessions by Danielle Laporte. That was one of the big inspirations, like actually on January 1st or so, where I really felt this energy of forward, even just reading that book. So this is how I discovered it and lived it this year, and how it helped me. I started with the intention, as I mentioned, like with a deep desire to move forward. That was the first thing. So I kind of like sparked up my engine inside. And as mentioned, my word, I chose my word focus as my word for 2016. And the intention to make it happen. Whatever it takes, I can do this. That was the very first powerful thing. And then I just started walking. So it also pretty much started with an intention. So if you're in a spot where you do feel kind of like blocked and like you can't do this or something, this is all I did. I set the intention, and then I did a baby step forward, you know, and then the more baby steps you do, that suddenly you start getting momentum, is what I discovered, which is crazy. So how did I move forward? So as mentioned, I made my own success planner, my magic planner, which really helped me to focus. I just started walking to really move forward. And then I opened my mind to learn. That's a big one that I also discovered, that sometimes doing crazy things can actually like unlock stuff and move you forward. Because before, when I was just in this hustle mindset, controlling everything and just everything has to be rational, that is very, very limiting. There's a reason why Google, for example, they have these creative offices. They allow space for crazy and experimentation. And the biggest successes of all times, like Post-its, for example, like I read about this. They came about because people were playing with stuff and allowed space for serendipity. So opening my mind to learn like helped me a lot this year too. Just find like very unusual but really awesome things that really helped me. Soon, the more I did, the more I got momentum. So one example was like my online program in 1 month, like that was like, I think it was in February where I did this. I set the intention to start an online program, and within a month, I put the concept together, and I designed everything, and I got it live in a month. It's like a 6-module program. It was quite intensive, but I made it happen. So I was like, wow, that was cool. And my success planner helped me with that. So all this forward stuff also led me to finally travel again. Like everything throughout the year accumulated, and just like opportunities started to come my way because I did step forward. It was awesome. And this was a picture going to LA to that event, Unstoppable Live. And actually, I want to give you a quick story about that, how that happened. So one example was, I told you I had this scarcity mindset, right? And one thing that helped me to break through this was about in the middle of the year, I had this serendipity thing happen, which I honestly think it was meant to happen because now it's like helping me so much. So I got one of those emails that I subscribed to that really caught my eye. It was actually by the author, Denise Duffield-Thomas, and it was a webinar by Bill Barron. And I was like, what's this? And it was about coaching and getting better at enrolling clients. And I was like, that sounds exactly like what I need right now. And then I just watched it. And while I was watching the webinar, I realized, oh my God, I need this right now. And this is awesome. And I started like getting this inner turmoil going, like, you know, all these objections. When we hear sales pitches and stuff, we're like, nah, I'm not going to do this. Bye-bye. Anyway, but I stayed in the webinar, and I was like thinking internally, having these two sides talking. I was like, yes, this is awesome, you want this. And I'm like, oh no, I can't afford it. But I actually, like during that webinar, it just seemed so good. And like he was like good selling, but it also seemed like super high value. So anyway, I decided to do this. I whipped out my credit card during the webinar and signed on. And it was like really scary for me because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I don't have that money. It was $1,000. And it was a huge step for me to do that. But talking about forward, to get back on that topic, guess what happened? So right after I did that, first I was scared, but I felt empowered and I felt strong. I was like, oh my gosh, I just made an investment decision, a business decision. I committed to moving forward, and I felt strong about this and good because I saw the value and it seemed right. And then the other thing happened is, like, I think within 2 days or so, I got my first coaching client on, and she committed for like $450 a month or something. So within 2 months, I had paid off the whole program already. And then talking about this picture, I got, that was a benefit from that program. I got a free ticket to this Unstoppable Live event, a 3-day weekend in LA. Another awesome gift from the universe, as I would describe it. It was wonderful, and it really helped me forward. And I had a lot of these things happen because I dared to take risks, I dared to step forward, and I dared to do things that felt right and useful and felt in line with my intuition, my hunches, and my heart. All of that. And that helped me forward. So helping you to do this too, to access your own full potential and to find crystal clear focus for yourself, and to help you move forward while enjoying freedom and time and happiness. And then I put something together that I want to invite you to today. And as promised, I said earlier that the action step today for you is actually not even involving money. So don't get all your fears coming up in case that's happening. So I'm revealing this for the first time. This is a Girl Power Solopreneur Goal Setting Challenge that I put together with a purpose to help you make the next year just as amazing as I had my year this year. So it's a mini 1-week power training. It's kind of part from an online program, but I upgraded it, like really power zoomed it as a goal setting challenge. And I put my best tools from this year's in there in a condensed form, like just what you need to help you make this happen, what I'm teaching in this webinar. So it has 3 power modules in there, 3 power training modules. And at the end, to make it happen, I'm also putting a live Q&A power call with me in there, which will happen like after it opens, like about 10 days after I release it, so that everybody who does this actually starts walking, because that's always the big thing about online trainings that I found. I've signed up for them before, and if there's no accountability, we're just not going to do it. If there's no big crave, yeah, it sits in your inbox. So this is actually going to help you move forward. So this is coming up. I'm releasing it next week, right after Thanksgiving, and the live call will be on December 8th. This training will contain exactly my key learnings, as I mentioned, from this year. So Module 1 will help you unlock your full potential. I will help you dream big and get tools to transform any objections, inner obstacles, or fears that you may have to possibility and to forward. Module 2 is all about focus, where I will be sharing my Magic Success Planner. You get full access to that tool so you can keep using it for yourself if it works for you, or draw inspirations from it. But I'm basically teaching in that second module how I made this focus happen and how I'm using it in my daily life and how it's helping me forward. Module 3, the forward, that is where I'm going into the entrepreneurial side even more, where I'm teaching the success habits that I'm using and found that really work for me, as well as additional inspirations, because everything, things work for different people, right? Like, it's all about finding what works for you. So I'm not saying I have the holy grail. I'm just saying, like, I went on a quest where I found what works for me, and now I'm sharing my example with access to the other possibilities that I found. So in that third module, I'm teaching success habits and power tools that help me move forward so you can move forward too. And as mentioned, the live group call is also part of this. And how is this set up? So I'm setting this up with 3 video training sessions and downloadable documents. So you have worksheets with them and online access to watch the videos at your own convenience whenever works for you. And this whole thing would be valued at $300. And then my Magic Success Planner, I'm just putting a number to it. For me, it's been priceless, but I'll say it's like 50 bucks. Value. And then the live accountability call with me, where I will help people overcome any obstacles as much as I can in that power session. Any questions from that training, I will be there with you. That's valued $300. So all the students that I have in my online program and my coaching clients and mastermind clients, like, they're getting this as a free gift, as complimentary girl power support item. For anybody who wants to access this, and you're watching this right now, I will offer this as a standalone for $97. So it's super, super affordable. So this is your opportunity. I am offering, this is the free thing that I'm offering you today. So offering you a free Make 2017 Amazing Business Strategy session. And in that session, what I'll do is 3 things. Like, 1, I'll help you get super clear about your big dreams and your possibility and what you can actually make happen in 2017, which a lot of times we don't even dream big enough. You know, I'm going to help you tickle out what really, really excites you deep in your heart. And the second one, I'll help you look at, okay, where are you right now? Like, what obstacles may be in your way? Is it strategy or mindset or fears or beliefs, or what is it? And there's all these levels. It's not just like one thing. It's like, as a person, I've discovered so many things in the own coaching program that I signed on for. There's all these levels, right? And I'll help you find what may be in your way. And then the third in that session, I'll help you get crystal clear of, okay, that this is what you can do to move forward. I really help you find the best next step forward, whether that is with me or somebody else. So this session by itself is already really powerful. In that session, at the end of the session, I will give you access to that Girl Power Solopreneur Goal Setting Challenge. And I'm only giving access through that Dream Strategy session right now. So it's not, there's nothing for sale here today. All you'll have to do, if you're interested in that, book that a free strategy session with me today. That's all you have to do. In that session, I will also basically, after the strategy session, I will look at your situation, where you're at with your business, and then depending on your situation, I will suggest what works for you. So if I see nothing works for you, I will not even bring it up and send you another resource or something. And then I will see, you know, maybe you're a fit for my online program, which is a 90-day program that helps you get clear about your talents and superpowers and create a strong brand and make it happen. That's like the biggest all-encompassing program to really help you pull together puzzle pieces and get super clear and move forward. That's, yeah, I'll tell more details in that strategy session. But yeah, that's the second thing that I may offer to you if it's a good fit. The third thing is I have possibility coaching mastermind group with maximum 5 people in them, where I do like twice a month. We have a session. And this is for not for everybody either. This is for women who want the accountability, like you have a lot going on, but you just want to move forward and you want like reconfirmation and getting the right tools at the right time, things like that. So if that's a fit for you, I will recommend that. And then there's always exclusive one-on-one coaching, which is I only have limited spots for that, so it kind of depends on what fills up first. And that also is not for everybody. It really depends. That's like my highest priced item. Yeah, so anyway, so this is the opportunity today that I'm giving to you today to just book this free Make 2017 Amazing Strategy session, and then you can see what can help you move forward. So this should be a super easy step for you to move forward and take an action step today. But I do want to get open up the opportunity to answer any questions. Like, do you guys have any particular questions right now to that goal setting challenge or to my offer right now about the strategy session? Would anybody like to ask a question? You can unmute yourself and just start talking, or put something in the chat, whatever may have come up. Anybody? No questions? Okay. Well, I'll go back to the share screen then. And otherwise, do just start talking, because I have another training point. I'm just going to continue, but you can interrupt me. Hang on. Okay, here's the PowerPoint again. All right. And I do hope you got the PowerPoint. Yes. Okay. So yeah, if a question comes up, just speak up and I will hear you talking, okay? All right, so I'm putting this out there right now as your one task for you today to help you move forward. But I have another teaching point, which I will get into. Hang on, there's a chat question. Let me just check this out real quick. Yes, I can totally share the PowerPoint afterward. No problem. I'd be happy to do that. Yes. Oh, and I did not mention, so all you have to do, if you are interested in such a strategy session, you can do two things, like either email me directly to my email address that you see here, or reply to the emails that you got from me already, and just say, yes, strategy session, please. Or come here and just put it in the chat, like leave your email address there, whichever you want, and then I will send you access to my calendar. So now I wanted to go to the next training point. And the last one, here's the +1 teaching point, if you've been keeping count. This one is about getting help. So backtrack to mid of the year, I had another epiphany. So I had moved forward quite well already, and I did a lot of things and got a lot of things done. My online program was live, but in the middle of the year, I realized everything is still kind of not moving forward that fast, right? So I decided for myself, I'm going to make the word for the rest of the year leverage. And I just realized I need to somehow kind of scale this up or get help or something. So one of the first things that came to my mind, like inspiration hunch, was suddenly I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a mastermind group and call it 100K mastermind or something, because that's my goal for next year. I want to reach 100K per year. And I found like other women solopreneurs to join that group, and made it a purpose that we're going to do that group, and then when we reach the goal, we get together and in a cool resort somewhere in the world and celebrate that we reach 6 figures, right? So that was my goal. I set that as an intention, and again, I had like law of attraction stuff happen. Like after that, I got this email with that program that helped me forward, and anyway, a lot of things happened. And the thing that I really realized by signing up for that program, and then to other programs, I signed up for a speech training program, and when I was in LA, I actually signed up for a big coaching program that I'm in right now, which has been so amazing. It's actually a 5-figure coaching program, a year coaching program, and like full business growth tools. We're learning all these fear-busting tools and like empowering tools and how to build a business to the next level, 6 figures or higher, whatever. I got everything now, and it's been such a huge shift for me to have access to this really good stuff for people who already did that and know what they're talking about. So all these years before, where I just tried to do it on my own, I worked so hard. Believe me, I'm a perfectionist, and I really tried to make it happen. But now that I've finally committed to investing and signing on to getting help from people who already know this, I've just found a huge, huge shift that is unbelievable. Like, it's so much better. So I realized really that this is really, really speeding me up now. I'm actually getting the right resources now. And then I also, yes, I put the fears here because I realized through this year that whenever there's like a big thing that we're moving towards that means a lot to us, there come fears and inner obstacles where we're like, oh my gosh, because change can be scary. And it's kind of like the more important it is, the more scary it may seem. Like when I signed up for that 5-figure coaching program, I actually, I don't know if you guys saw that video that I did that after that Unstoppable Live event, but I actually had like a small breakdown, like crying and everything in public, just like breaking through that fear of signing on, and I was not the only one. But it was a good kind of crying. It was just because I was like, it was like really scary to me, but I knew in my heart that this is what I wanted to do. I just didn't know how at the time. But I moved forward and I figured out a way how to do it. And actually, I found my own money to do it. Just a crazy thing. Anyway, talking about getting help, here's what I wanted to say, and I already shared this. Like, this is how I did it to move forward, to committing to get help. It's like I basically just listened to my inner heart. If something is useful to you and you feel that this is exactly what you need right now to move forward, if you trust somebody, take a leap of faith and go and do it. So this is what I did. I trusted them and jumped into that 5-figure program, and I haven't regretted it. So I want to share what happened for me. And I have a small, silly video for you guys, just to cheer you up, but also to show you that you can do crazy things, okay? So in case you are watching this, and in case you feel like, oh, I'm not going to sign on, I'm not going to book a session, I don't know, whatever goes on inside of you right now, I want to share this here from my vacation 2 years ago. I was in Costa Rica, and I did a huge fear thing in my personal time, which I used to be afraid of heights, okay? I literally could not climb a tree because I would be paralyzed and just like totally scared. So I kind of pushed myself step by step into a crazy ziplining challenge. And this is one of the videos that, that happened there, which was like a crazy leap of faith sort of jump. So I want to share that with you real quick, just to prove a point that whenever something scares us, we can always make it through. Okay, watch this real quick. Hang on. Oops, back. Here we go. And while you do that, while you watch this, I encourage you to just send me that email or to leave a comment with your email address if you want to book that free dream strategy session to help you figure out how to move forward. Okay, this video is pretty short. I'll let you watch it real quick. So this was a pretty high, really, really high in a jungle, like on a jumping down. That's me. So that was insane, and total adrenaline rush. I wanted to share that real quick as a quick crazy story, that even a person who's scared of heights can jump crazy places. And the cool thing that happened for me, every time I did embrace something that scared me, I always came out stronger and more empowered and actually moving forward, always, like literally always. So I wanted to give that to you and then bring this opportunity to you one last time to just really consider, like, if you are in the spot that you feel you're not super happy with your goals for this year, or you're not super clear about how to move your business forward, and you would like to find out also how to make next year such a breakthrough for yourself, I encourage you to take action now and just book that session now. And I'm kind of insisting on that for you if you feel you're in that spot, that you want that change, that you want to make the next year amazing. Because looking back, I know many years I didn't do anything. And you know what? Then when I didn't do anything, nothing happened. That was always the same. Like every year was the same, like a year of hustle, a year of like, you know, working hard, but not really having any significant jump. I didn't break through big fears because I just stayed in my comfort zone. So this is your thing. Like if you want to move forward, you have to jump. So send me that email and I will be excited to see you in my calendar. If you were, you really want to move forward, I'll be here for you. So let me check. I'm going to stop the screen share here, and I just want to cross-check with you guys. We're down an hour now. I want to cross-check if you have any questions whatsoever, anything. I'll open the mic to you. Unmute yourself and just ask me anything you're curious about. Did anything come up for you guys? I'm open for anything, even like your current business situation. Would you guys like to share something like where you're at right now? Like, I know that you all have like a reason that you joined this, and maybe you didn't have like a year like you were hoping to have. Like, do you feel like okay, I hear somebody talking. Is that Kellyanne? Did you want to say something? Okay. Okay. If there's no questions right now, I will leave it open for you guys. Reach me by email. This opportunity stands until the weekend. I'll give it until the weekend, and that's it. Because then the challenge will start. So yeah, I look forward to hearing from you, and questions will be welcome as well. I'm here for you to help you move forward. Okay, I hope this was useful. Oh, okay, Kelly, I see, no problem. Yes, you can email me your question too. I'll be here for you, no problem. That sounds awesome. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and whatever you do, please promise me to take one action to move forward. Whether it's like through my free strategy session or somewhere else, just do take an action. Look for help. Get this thing that helps you move forward, because doing it by yourself, you'll just stay where you're at. I've done that so many years, and it's not fun. Like, I want you in my heart to be in a happy spot like I am this year, and I really wish that for you to happen too. I'll leave you with that thought and wish you happy Thanksgiving, all of you. You're all amazing. You have amazing potential. Let it out. Okay. Okay, bye all for now. Talk to you soon. Yeah, thank you too, Kirsten. Bye-bye. Thank you.